The engine is out and Marie is working on rebuilding it. So I am moving on to other things so that she can do her thing. And what I'm doing is we're going to look at the differential. Now, I got a little bit of fears over it, and I'll show you why. But first of all, I am in the glove box looking at the RPO codes, which is regular production order. And if we look here, GU5 in this is the gear ratio. I'm a little disappointed because it's a 323. For me goofing around, I would have rather had a GU6, which is a 342, or a GU9, which is a 391. But because it's two-wheel drive, I'll be able to swap something in, which I may have to do. Then it has the problematic G80, which is a locker. And I'm afraid this one's blown up. Those are known to be grenades and blown up. So let's just take a look at why I think it might be blown up, and then we'll pull the cover off. Why I think the grenade has gone off, and we'll look in the cover later to see, but when you have that G80 diff, what's supposed to happen is between 75 and 100 RPM difference from wheel to wheel, they're supposed to lock. And usually if you give it a good jerk, you can get it to lock. But me rotating this wheel one way, this wheel the other way, I got no locking going on. And so I'm betting either the locker's been changed in this thing or it is blown up. This truck has, well, 299.99 whatever kilometers on it. It's almost at 300K. So I guess we're going to have a discovery when we pull this cover off. Very pleasantly surprised. I thought I'd see either these teeth all chewed off of here or something, but I'm thinking that the spring in there is exceptionally tight, or I don't know. I've had these things lock up with a good jerk of the wheel and spin them how I do, but this thing, there's nothing blown up in here. When I hold the weights out, it actually engages a set of clutches in here, which locks this diff up. So what I'm going to be doing is, well, first of all, let's take a look. So when we spin the differential and the wheel side to side spins separately, it spins this, and this has got centrifugal weights on it, and we'll spin it around so you can see. This set of springs is what is holding this together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwind this spring, do whatever I have to do to make it so that basically just gravity is going to release this. So the reason that I want to do that is normally when you're driving around really low speed stuff, you want your wheels to spin independently. But if the RPM is too high and this catches, well, your diff is spinning at major different speed side to side, and when it slams in, it blows everything up. So we're just going to take and make this so that it catches way earlier. Then as well, this piece right here is a centrifugal weight, which stops this from locking. And so this thing at higher speeds, which I guess GM's mind would have been like 30 kilometers an hour or something, I don't even know. This starts to fly out and it will unlock it. Well, if I'm spinning at a really high speed of spin, this is going to unlock, this is going to engage, and I'm going to go from posi to non-posi and grenade this thing. So what I want to do is I want to loosen this spring off so engage sooner, and I'm going to bend this spring so that this weight has more tension on it so that it releases, you know, maybe at highway speed, something like that. So I will get that done and we'll take a look at it. My daughter had a great question, and I should clarify. Posi, non-posi. Well, what that means is if one wheel is spinning, it's acting non-posi, and we have a one-wheel wonder, one-wheel smoke show, which we don't want. And when this engages, it's considered a posi track, which engages both wheels so that we can slide this thing around, goof around. Like, that is the plan for this truck, only on a closed course track though. So where I'm at, you're going to think this spring is pooch. So what I did is I took and slid it over to the side, pulled it through the pick and unwound one. So now there's no spring pressure on it. So if I turn this diff, it's going to lock in right away. But what I want to do is I want to add some spring pressure to it. So if I take this and yank on it, it adds just a little bit of spring pressure to it. You don't want to yank too much. If you do, you can always pull some out by getting in this loop here and stretching it back a little bit. So you want it where there's not a whole bunch of spring tension on it. So pretty loose there. We're gonna have to trim this off now, but I'm getting it to the edge of lock just by yanking on the wheel. So that is that spring, and this right here right now is actually causing that to hit the other side. Before, this was like quite stiff to pull down. Now it's like just almost the way to the pick doing it. And now all I have to do is give, it gets like quarter turn if I spin it hard, and that diff is locked in. So that is the first part. The second part is we are going to pull this spring and we're just going to add tension to it. So I'm just bending that and made it way stronger. So I don't know if this disengage will happen, but it'll happen at a high speed, probably highway speed. So as far as I'm concerned, we have a diff now that we are going to go to the track with and drag race. And it's going to spin both wheels without blowing the diff up because it engages at way too high RPM. So, and we'll still be able to, if we drive slow in a parking lot, we'll be able to turn in. But you can see it's on the edge of engaging. So I think actually this spring I got to cut back more because it shouldn't be engaging that slow. No, that spring is actually hitting here. So I'm going to clean this all up. I'm actually going to cut that off shorter. That's something to be careful for. Well, diff is working good, cleaned up, ready to put back together. And realistically, I should be putting a reinforced cover on. What it does is it actually holds the carrier in, because this is a 10 bolt 8.6 that comes stock in these trucks and they're not really strong. So I don't know what this is going to do when it hooks up, but I might be looking for another diff. Who knows? Anyway, time to get it together and we'll carry on playing with other stuff. Well, the diff is working great. I've actually put some miles on the truck. We're getting into a tune on it right now, but as for the feedback on the diff, it's working great. The thing locks up. If you start spinning one tire, it locks instantly. It feels almost like it is a pure posi. The only way that you would be able to tell that it isn't is if you're on gravel, you will notice it. But the one disadvantage that I did is I should have left it a little bit tighter. I should have put a little bit more tension on the engagement one so that it took a little bit longer to engage, because if you are driving a little bit aggressive in a parking lot, it does scrub one tire and then it doesn't want to unlock right away. So lesson learned, if I do this again, I'm going to have it a little bit tighter than what I have it. It's a little floppy. But anyways, I'm really happy with it, and hopefully you guys have some success with playing with the springs in your differential. These G80s, they want to blow up, and I'm hoping that this will prevent it at the horsepower level. It looks like we're going to be, you know, between 350 and 400 horse. I'm not done tuning because we ran out of injectors. So check that video out because it'll be coming out soon. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments or want to tell me I did it wrong, I'm okay with that too. But if you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.